Hey everybody, Kimberly here, and I'm so excited to share with you a solo game. Now this is by one of my favorite designers, Scott Almes, and one of the favorite things I like about solo games are the compactness and the ease in which to play and the replayability. Now I have to say this is a slightly bigger solo experience. It comes in a box that's square size like this, pretty shallow, but it is going to be a 20-minute experience, yet there are tons of different setups and goals in this because the game works off of this calendar system. So I just want to jump into the game itself because there are so many features that I really like here. So when you look at this market book, it is a spiral notebook, and I love what everyone's doing with these spiral notebooks. I'm thinking Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion does this with a spiral notebook. And then also you've got Almanac, the Dragon Road, and then the follow-up to that, which uses the spiral notebook series. And when you open it up, you actually have your calendar. This is going to be your month, and they suggest starting in January. It's generally the easiest, and I would say the most accessible as well. And you flip it open, and this becomes your marker for the amount of rounds that you have. In this case, there are going to be 7 days that you're going to be fishing. You've got this space for market to trade in the different types of sea life that you're going to collect. You have your setup requirements here. I've already got my $10. I've got 5 sardines and then 5 shellfish in the blue and white striped bag with 10 like open water symbols. Now, if you're playing a regular standard game, again, I'd recommend that at first, is your goal is to, by the end of the game, have $40 in your pool, to have 4 blue sardines and then 4 shellfish still in the bag. And so this is finance and sustainability goals. So when you flip through the book, you're going to see that there are going to be different setup conditions, different finance and stability goals, different market conditions, different length of game, and you're going to start seeing all the different kinds of sea life. So I didn't talk about the octopus or the clams yet, but you've got these 4 different types over here on this side. And again, with just the really cool map every single time you play. So if you play this just simply 12 times, every game is going to take about 20 minutes. The first time through, maybe give yourself a little bit of time on top of that. But this is like a 20 to 30 minute game where you are exploring all the different variations that this game offers while still using the same components with the different sea life, the money, and then I'm going to show you your boat and your upgrade cards, which are the other 2 components to this game. So again, with how creative and how unique this game is, with just flip it open, read the little month's story, get your setup going, and then take a look at your goals, whether you want to try standard or if you want to try difficult. So I'm going to flip back to January because, again, that's what I've got the game set up for in the bag, and I'm going to show you that right now. So I'm going to dump out the bag. Here's my blue and white striped bag, and here I've got all those. I've got 5 blues, I've got 5 peaches, and then I've got my 10 open waters. I put those back in the bag, and this is a bag building and kind of engine building game where you are going to gain more boats that allow you to fish more, and you're going to be gaining these really cool upgrades that allow you to have super cool special opportunities to definitely work towards your goal. So here is what's going to happen. In the very beginning of the game, you'll draw 2 boat cards and you'll pick one that you get to start with. I've got Fish and Magician. And then you have your open water, and you're simply going to put the boats that you own down here, and you're going to have these open displays and then your market right up here. Now things are, again, so incredibly easy to get into. This is going to be essentially your round phases. So number 1, you're going to go at sea. You are going to fish some tokens from the sea bag and choose what to catch in your boats and what to release in the deep sea to spawn. Because this game is about sustainability as well, and your creatures need to continually spawn to create more so that you don't overfish and leave the sea empty. Phase 2 is after you finish going out, you're going to go back to land, turn your fresh catch into Conservas, which is canned seafood delicacies, trade for upgrades, purchase new boats for your fleet, and then there is an end of day. And I love the symbols here. It's so clear and so easy because cards trigger at certain phases of each round, and they use the iconography to do that. So at end of day, you have to pay to upkeep your boats if there is a cost, and then check whether the marine animals have spawned. So I'm going to take this guy back, and one thing I think is so clever about this game is that you've got these sea creatures, and when they are creatures, they're here, and when you can, then you flip it over, and it actually has this little lid for like the top of your sardine can, and then that's essentially where you're going to place it onto the board here to cover up these spaces based on the requirements of particular type and number. It's a very clever system, super economical, and I just really, really like that. So here's what's going to happen. You will draw 5 from the bag. So I'm going to reach in here and I'm going to draw 5. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got, okay, 4. Let me reach in and grab one more. Wow. Oh my gosh. I did okay. Oh, let me get a calendar. There's a stinking cute calendar right here and it just marks your track. I mean, again, everything here is so thoughtful and really clever and beautiful. I love the artwork. I love the artwork here. So I've got these fishes and I got this pole. I have to pick one card that doesn't have any tokens on it and place them in there. So I could place these all in open water and I would be able to spawn quite a few sardines. Now there is a really cool chart. It's a super easy number. You will spawn the number of sardines that you have in open water and in the water down here -1 as long as you have more than 1. Obviously 1 minus 1 is 0. So with 1, you don't get to spawn. They aren't going to do it by themselves. So if I choose to do that, I could really get the game going and fill my bag with a bunch of sardines that I could then fish on my next turn. Or I can choose to put fish into my boat and then put the rest into the water that would be in open water, essentially. I'm throwing them back. So if I chose to, I could put 2 fish here because my boat has capacity of 2. So let me just show this to you. This is my boat, again, Fish and Magician, and it has 2 capacity. This is the cost to purchase it, and this is my upkeep cost that takes place in the 3rd round. Or in the 3rd phase of the game. So again, that's going to be that last phase, end of day. So these can go in my boat, and then the rest of these would essentially go down into the water right here like this, and that could be one choice as well. So I'm kind of deciding between whether I want to do this to have 2 blue fish to go to market with. I could come here. It's the very first stage. You have to start on the right side before you move, left side before you move further right. And I could get some money so that I could then purchase another boat. I do start with $10, so maybe I want to do that. Maybe I don't. Maybe I want to keep these so that I can purchase one of these upgrade cards because the cost for the upgrade card is in the top corner. So this says I have to have 2 fish of any kind that are the same of any kind. So 2 blues, 2 yellows. I could buy this card and it would give me secondary nets. If I wanted to buy conservation funding, they have to be different. And if I want to buy dual propellers, it has just 1 of any kind. And if I ever wanted to sell just 1 sardine or 1 shell, then I would just put them here and then I would go this way, but they're all just 1 or 2. So there's a lot of really great choices here. I have a feeling there are only 2 blues left, and if I put this one out into open water, which is in the water here, it probably is not going to actually spawn, and it might be just thrown back in when really what I want to do is I want to spawn. I want to get some more in the bag right from the start. If I start fishing too soon and then I don't have enough to repopulate, then it's a problem. So I'm going to pick open water. There we go. And now I draw 5 again. I'm going to do the same thing for every boat I have plus open water. I'm going to draw, and I got 3 water. Oh boy, this is going to be tough probably. Oh, there we go. Fantastic. So this was not a bad move. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to put the shell and I'm going to put the water because it's a capacity of 2. And then I'm going to put the waters down here. And now I am done with that first phase, which is at sea. I'm going to go to the day on land, phase 2. And now I think I'm going to buy dual propellers. Let me show you what this is. It's 1 of any kind. I think it's a great investment. These upgrades are really, really fantastic. So it says if you draw 4 or more water tokens in a single draw, which I just did, you may return all the tokens just drawn to the sea bag and draw an equal number of tokens once. This is cool. I think I want to invest in this. So I'm going to put this right here in my space. And then I'm going to move that up just a little bit so we can make sure to see my dual propellers. Okay, fantastic. And that was this right here. I had to essentially pay this. I'm going to put it back over here. This is the unavailable supply. When I draw, I'm going to be putting them into here, especially when they spawn. But that's going to be it. I don't replace this just yet. I'm going to see down here, do I want to buy a boat? I probably do want to buy a boat. I'm going to invest in the real deal because I would be getting my money's worth, and I only can keep one in my boat, but it doesn't have any upkeep costs. So if I pay 5 right now, I'm going to essentially have this for the rest of the game, and I always have a boat that I can just put 1 in. I think that's a really, really good deal because I'm going to have to pay upkeep every round for 7 rounds on Fish and Magician for a total of 7 plus the initial cost, which in this case I didn't have to purchase. Okay, so I'm going to go to the, I did on land, I'm going to go to the end of the phase because this is where I need to double check my steps. I'm going to make sure I do them all. So discard any leftover catch. If you catch fish and don't spend them, you got to discard them, and that's no good. Return all the water tokens in your open water and your boats to the sea bag. So I'm going to take all these waters and put them all back. Oh boy, it's a lot of waters that I had. Here we go. I put them right back into here, and that's going to be that. Refill the boat store by putting out my boat. Yes, I've got another one. Baited breath. Oh, that looks good. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the upgrade store. Yes and yes. Pay the upkeep cost for my boats. Yes, absolutely. I need to pay again 1. So I put my 5 back and I get $4. Here we go. And then I paid for my $1 Fish and Magician. And then lastly, marine animal spawn. So I've got 3 sardines. And I'm going to add 2 sardines. So again, this is the example. It's not just 1 more than what you have. It's actually 1 less than your total. So if you look at this scale, just keep that in mind. So the more you have, the better it is, because then you have that much more going back into the bag, and then you advance the round marker. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to add 2 of these blue sardines, and then these guys all go back into the bag. So I have 5 plus the 2 that were in there. That's a lot. That's going to be really, really helpful for this next round. And I move my marker up, and I have that cool dual propellers. And now it looks like I got a Fisher's Guild, and I already talked about Baited Breath, Carp Diem, Fisherman's Folly. This game is so playful. It is so lovely. It is so thematic. I, again, adore this artwork and the cards themselves. They are just stunning. This is an absolute dynamite smash, in my opinion. I think this game is so clever. I wouldn't change a single thing about it. I was just blown away when I played it. Then I got to teach it to my husband, and we had so much fun kind of talking through it. We did like a 2-person play of just what will we do together. And we just alternated who got to draw from the bag, but we always made a joint decision. So even though this is a solo game, I kind of made it a cooperative 1-player game just so that I could show him how awesome this was. So again, just 2, 3, 4 thumbs up, as many thumbs up as possible. Now, we just did 1 round and I went from $10 to $4. I did add some fish to the pool, but I spent 1 so that I could buy this card or invest in my upgrade. And my goal is to get to $40 and have sustainability, have 4 blue sardines and 4 yellow shellfish, or whatever the yellow one is, in here by the end of the game. And I will say my very first game, we had just over $40 with my husband, and we had more than enough sardines, and we had just 3 yellow. We missed the mark by 1 yellow shellfish, and it was devastatingly awesome, which of course made us want to play again right away. There are awesome cards in here, and there are a variety of boats to pick from. The investment cost, the actual capacity for your boat to carry up to 5. There is a boat that when you draw 5, you put all 5 in your boat. Nothing goes in the water because you must put the amount in your boat that carries it, and then the rest goes underneath. It is not an option. You put the amount in your boat, and then you put the rest of the amount down there, but you do get to pick. Just fantastic stuff. I mean, extra challenges as well. So you've got these right here. So if you want to essentially do more, you can always do more with your further challenge, which again just allows you to grow with this game. But with 12 different maps, I just can't see how this game is going to A, get old, or B, not be fun and challenging, because it's continually getting different, more challenging, using different of the sea animals, and you're seeing, of course, different upgrades and boats every single time. Again, wow. So you've got to check this out. Again, it's called Conservas, and just really, really cool. Nice, simple mechanics. Turns go by pretty fast. I really, really like this. So that is going to be it from me this time, folks. I will see you later. Bye.